you want to see all of Rome in under 6 hours? I guarantee you I have the best way for you to see it out of any other way. The best way is going to be through bicycles, or even better, you got electronic bicycles. The main attraction that I'm talking about is our wonderful bike tour, our top bike rentals and tours. I booked this through Viator. Is that the website that people always say? You can book it right directly through them. But we use Cannondale e-bikes to go through all of Rome. It was wonderful. You can see all of the attractions that you want to see, and you get this really nice breeze when you're doing it. Plus, it's not very hard when you got turbo put on the e-bike. Why did we choose a bike tour? Because it covers way more ground than walking. It avoids traffic for the most part, and that summer heat, because you get that breeze. Now, the only traffic you're going to run into is like if you're trying to cross the streets, because in Rome you can like actually be in most of the lanes. You're like weaving out of the alleys and just trying to avoid everyone. Now, honestly, cars ain't going to be that hard to get around. It's the people, because they're everywhere and they're trying to they jump in front of you. They don't care. They'll try to run you over. They won't see you. They'll pop out of nowhere. So that's usually your worst friend. But it is very fun. It's active. You get going. You feel that wonderful breeze. And plus, Rome's still got a few hills that you got to go up. And if you take a regular bike, it's really not going to be the most fun. The main thing is everyone's going to ask me how much it costs, and it's 75 euros a person for the e-bike and the tour. So for me and my wife, that was around $195, give or take, American dollars, freedom dollars. So the main things that we seen, because that's really what people want to do, is they want to see all the sights in Rome, because it's an ancient city, is you get to see the Colosseum, where all the gladiators fought, where that movie came from Russell Crowe. Then you can see the Pantheon, which is kind of like the Parthenon, but no one ever talks about the Pantheon in Rome, and that's where our hotel was at. Then you get to see the Spanish Steps, and why is there a Spanish Steps in Rome, in an Italian place? I don't know, but I remember our tour guide telling us about it. Then there's the Trevi Fountain, which honestly, I really think I like the one in Las Vegas more than the one in Rome, but that's just me being really nitpicky and weird about it, because it's not as crowded. This Trevi Fountain was super crowded. Then when you're near the Colosseum, you can see the Roman Forum, which is kind of like a bunch of just old ancient blocks and columns everywhere. You get to see that. Then you get to see Piazza Navona. I'm not saying that right. It's got like the Four River statue and everything like that. And we got to learn about the history of that. Then we got to see a villa. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. It's like a lake. You can paddle boat. It's Borghese. And then there's Piazza del Popolo, which is kind of a nice little city square, and it's got like a little arch there. I'm slaughtering all these names. Now, the tour experience itself, we were in a very small group. I think it was like 10-ish people. We got to meet very cool people. We met a couple that used to work for Verizon, was a ski instructor. They were actually on our cruise ship, which was even funnier because that's coincidence. Then there was a couple with their two sons who were in college and in high school, and that was both their graduation. So they were celebrating a family trip. So it's very family oriented. And our number one thing that I love more than anything is our tour guide, Sina, S-I-N-A. He was amazing. He got his little book out at every little stop we had. He told us the history of the Colosseum, about like the Four River statue, and like just little little fun facts. And I'm a fun fact man, and I just absolutely love that. And we had a really good group atmosphere. He made sure everybody was comfortable, that we could follow him very easily. He didn't make it overly difficult. Sometimes you have to like change routes, or he had to block traffic to make sure we could get to where we needed to go. After we seen quite a few things, we did have a midway break. We stopped at a local coffee shop. People were getting coffee. I was getting a beer because it was way more refreshing. And Honestly, it was cheaper than getting a coffee because beer's cheaper than a lot of things in Europe, which I realize. Cheaper than Coke Zero for sure. And we got some snacks, and we got to go to the bathroom, and it was clean there, and it was like right next to that park with the lake on it, and some lady was literally like playing the harp over there and trying to get some money, which I don't blame her. If you can play the harp, you might as well get some money. Next thing on here is the cost and the booking. As I said, it was $75 or 75 euros, and it was about $195 American dollars for 2 people. That includes the bike, a helmet, a bag in front of your bicycle, some water, and a fun and great experience. Would do it again. 10 out of 10 would recommend. You can actually book, 24 hours beforehand, and you can cancel 24 hours beforehand as well, which was super nice. Conclusion, pros and cons, final thoughts. I have so many pros on this that I'll say it at the end. Cons, there's not really that many. If you don't like riding bicycles, you can't ride a bicycle, you just don't like having activity or any type of adventure, then this is probably not going to be for you. It was super hot because we went there in June. I was still sweating when we stopped and looked at like all of the monuments, the Colosseum and everything else. So that might be a con. But the pros is, you basically get to see all of the Roman landmarks. Like I was telling you, the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Pantheon, the Spanish Steps, the Trevi Fountain, things that I can't even pronounce. The only place that we didn't go was the Vatican, which honestly is a little farther up, like northwest of Rome, but we probably still could have made it. I guess if you did like a whole bike tour, they'd probably take you there. It's a lot cooler than walking around just by itself because you're going to get exhausted walking around Rome. Rome is a very walkable city, but still it's going to be very, very exhausting doing that. E-bikes make everything better. We actually bought e-bikes here. This was before then, and that's why we knew e-bike tours were going to be the best scenario because you can go up hills. You don't even have to pedal. If you don't really have, well, on these you have to pedal. Ours you don't have to pedal because you got a throttle, but it makes it way easier. You can literally have a baby pedal or a granny pedal and you'll be all right. And Sina, by far, is probably the best part of this because he was friendly, he was interactive, he gave us so many fun facts, he made it easy, he blocked traffic, he put his life on the line for us, so thank you, Sina. And for the experience and what we got, I think it was really, really worth $195 for 2 people. Of course, there wasn't food on this tour. I believe they have other tours that have food. You can do it at nighttime. They have longer tours, but we did one that was about 4 to 5-ish hours during the day, and they have like afternoon ones. If I could, I probably would have done like the 12-hour one, and that would have been really, really fun. Honestly, if you have a chance to go on the e-bike tour on the top bike rentals and tours, I would 100%, 200% recommend that. It is by far the best way to see Rome in the shortest amount of time possible, and it's the most fun way to see Rome. You will not regret it. Now, if this helped you out, like, comment, subscribe, help me out, and I'll keep doing little reviews for you. Thanks for watching.